and the decking in that room. So that's all of these bits. There's no steps on it yet, so you're not going to have to jump. But there's like, where have the steps gone? There are some steps there. But the main bit that we haven't added on yet is there's this bit of that.
This bit?
Yeah. There's this bit here, which is kind of hard to do on the model. It's like a semicircle, and then it turns round, so then there's a bit inside as well. So that's like an interactive bit, so you can do stuff behind there and change scenes, and then you turn it.
It's like a carousel.
Not really.
In my mind.
It's like a British train loo.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Like a Virgin Jack.
Yes. British train. I don't call that anymore.
And then I can't turn it right the way around, but when that's turned around, there's this slidey bit. So then when it's in all the
UGC.
number 9 bits and stuff, this bit's over the front. It obviously won't have permanent dressing on it, but we still try to look at ways we can change it. And then that will slide along, and then when the UGC are having their scenes, all this will change. And that's another like interactive bit. And then that's where the stairs will sit around here as well. They can move around. You've all seen the red ones on here, so it's their ones. And then it's all just like dressing the flats and stuff and finding ways you can enter with different bits. So like on the decking, we're going to clad the front and put like tunnel fronts on it and stuff. So, and the rest of it's more detailed stuff with the flats.
Yeah, so the model box initially starts off as a sketch really, and then it becomes, so this model here is done to 1 to 20 scale, okay, so everything on here is 20 times smaller than it is in reality, okay, hopefully it is anyway. So that's like an average size, that's what yours going to be, roughly that size on the stage when you're there, okay. So everything on there should match into that scale, so we've got an idea that everything's going to fit on the stage. So this was modified again when you came back from the brewery, wasn't it? So you've done your brewery visit to make sure everything fits on the stage that it was, and you changed it around a bit there?
Yeah, we realised, because initially this bit, which is more of the interactive bit, it's got bigger bits of decking and stuff. We need more room off the stage, but we originally had it on this side, and you'll know from last year that side of the stage is absolutely tiny on stage right. So we switched that all over, so now your main more complicated entrance point is on the side that has more room. So we basically just switched it all around from the start. So that's how we've changed it over time, basically. And then the rest of it's more like little flats like last year as well. So I think you asked for a toilet one, didn't you, that just to have toilet parts and stuff?
That's the barricade.
Yeah, so it's just little things like that that we've added in as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so so
they're all here.
there's bits, so what you do, you design, you draw your ideas out. So that was a barricade, we're talking about a barricade there. So literally that's sort of a rough sketch of a barricade made of toilet parts or bits of a toilet.
Do you want to this?
Yeah, do you want to roll that in so we have a demonstration here? So this is how basic it starts off at. This is the barricade, okay? So you use your imagination. We're probably going to construct a structure of pipes or something on this, and then we're going to work out what items are going to slot into this. I think some of you are going to build this up, aren't you?
Yeah, so after the rehearsal yesterday, we realised it'd be quite cool to have actually actors bringing things on so that it has a basic barricade, but then we add bits. And that's what we worked out yesterday, so Mike's responded to that with the drawing.
With that, and then obviously then we come to this, which again is his job. It gives you a rough idea of the height we can get to, so it will slot underneath something like this. So because of the way they would have arranged this, the limited access from your stage left coming on here, it's going to be quite tight. So I think if we try to get something that big through a little gap, it's not going to work. So potentially this could go underneath one of the raised areas, so you pull it out where you needed it. Okay. I think it will be quite cramped back there, I think. Let's see how we do it. What else is there? So
Can we talk about the treatment of how it all ties, because at the moment it looks quite bitty when you see it like that, because it's all made out of different materials, but
Regarding the bricks and the pipes and stuff.
yeah.
So, yeah, they were some mood boards with textures and stuff we've done. But the main way we're thinking of linking it all together is, you know, the handrails and the scaffolding, rather than making them look like scaffolding and handrails. We're going to dress around them so they look like pipes running throughout the whole set. So it links it all together sort of. And then there's bricks as well. I think was it bricks into metalwork you
Yeah.
wanted going across. So it's finding ways of tying it all together. And at the moment it's with the textures. So we have a workshop coming up so we can try and make the decking not look like decking and things like that because otherwise it'll just look a bit.
And we're looking at weatherboarding out because some of it's going to look
Yeah.
like bits of building, and that you can see. Louis pointing
So
out
I
there.
think just behind you, Hillary, there's some little bits. So what you've got there, beautiful little sample. That stuff there is just plastic. It's like a PVC that's been vacuum formed to look like a. You should know it looks like. It's like a brick or stonework. So you can buy that in. We might buy a bit of that. It's quite expensive, but buy some of that in. We'll interlace that into bits of the set, along with the soft timber that's been breaking up. Some of the shoots have been breaking up the
Yeah,
pallets. Isn't
like
it?
Spring Awakening pallets again, they're all behind there, we've taken them apart, so they're going to be here. So it's the main thing we're working on at the moment. So obviously we've got the basic structure up, it's making it not look like bits of decking. So that's what we're working on at the moment.
Just a thing that, in case I forget to say, and it's a tiny thing, but we've had a set before at the brewery like this a few years back, and one of the issues is students really bang their head under the decking because they're coming all the time underneath. And we did have a girl that actually ended up in hospital in the middle of the show. I was telling the actors yesterday she was in the first half, and then I looked and thought, where's she gone? And she'd gone off to Lancaster Hospital because she ran under one of the decks straight into one of the metal. You know, it's those metal bits. So we will, hidden, we will have to pad all of those bits that any actor comes under, because in the heat of the moment they do forget and they run into them.
Is that a good person?
Yeah, was Danny
Charlie's
J.
looking at different types of fixtures to actually fasten all the scaff together so that there isn't as much sticking out as like there was for the Dagenham towers and things like that. So it should all be internal rather than sticking out and just press.
It's a lot cheaper than with oil as well. It's pretty much the same price as doing it the other way. So yeah, might as well.
Yeah, so general feel was one side was this was going to be more the UGC, UGC side here. This was more going to be the Urinetown side, so it's sort of going to blend over from the one side to the other one. The front flats are going to really be developed. So all the stuff you see that we fished out of the containers, we're going to try and reassemble that in a form that will probably take form of say this sort of flat here. So we're reusing quite a lot of stuff, and then the other one will be made up of sort of like the windows and things on that side. So what you might be wanting to do is go around the workshop, just photograph what's going on in. I know it's a bit disorganised, but believe it or not, there's a reason why we're collecting certain bits, chucking other bits out, and seeing what we need and what we don't need. Even the corrugated plastic that we used last year, we might try and get like a rusty effect on that and reuse that within, the Urinetown side, so we get little rooms.
So it's going to be, the overall feel is of a wacky kind of town with lots of bits to it.
We're trying to get as well, for the cross bracing for the towers, like that sort of thing, so that you have things to climb and hang on as well.
Yeah.
So that it's not all just.
We do a lot of hanging on,
stuff,
yeah.
So we're trying to add that in as well.
Yeah.
As well.
So when we've been rehearsing this week, what I keep saying to you is don't get too fixed about where you're actually going to be standing, sitting or moving, because it will have an impact when all that is dressed where you actually can stand. So that's why I'm very vague sometimes about where I'm saying you go. You're kind of in that area or in that area. So that will mean when it starts to get built or we get to the brewery, really, it might be as late as that. You just have to be prepared to be quite flexible as a performer to put up the kind of major kind of changes where you are.
So some of that is, the dialogue between something might change, and then obviously if we know before we build the thing, that would be great. But access on here, we might need to know what you're doing on the stage in order to change what we've got on this plan, just to make sure it's right what we need to do. There is a bit at the minute that might change, which is this ladder. This was a set of red ladders that are out somewhere.
We've got them at the moment, yeah.
So again, in a minute there, we're going to just rest up against one of these steel decks here, so you can access it from there, but you have to sort of dip under the bar. But that set of steps will also maybe live within here, somewhere down here.